It's racing at the Lightspeed Racing League style. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And we back for our first night off of the off season. A whole new racing season ahead of us. A lot of new drivers coming in, a lot of changes for the LSRL. And we're glad to have you along for the ride here in our opening night of the Lightspeed Racing Series. We are with the Cup Series tonight with all of the drivers. This is Buckshot coming to you out of the booth. We are racing the Buckshot 200 here at Daytona. We're glad to have you guys along with us tonight, as we've said, and appreciate you joining in with us and excited about the future of this Cup Series. We believe that NASCAR and iRacing has worked out and got out all the bugs off of their problems worked out, and we should be able to see some great racing. All new of the next gen cars here in the Cup Series. A lot of changes for these drivers having to adapt from what they've known in the past. So we're excited about seeing how things work out for them here tonight. Appreciate all of our sponsors that come along with us again this year. Couldn't do it without you all. We appreciate you guys for coming along with us again. There's just absolutely no way we can say enough about you guys, and we appreciate every one of you. Thank all the drivers and their teams for coming along into the Cup Series with us and going to race with us here. Tell you what, I'm excited to see these Lightspeed Racing League drivers get out here in this next gen car and show us what they've got. I'm sure they've been working hard off season trying to get things worked out and all the bugs worked out of them. And I expect to see some great racing here tonight. Well, this is Speed Week for us here at the Lightspeed Racing Network. We have the Cup Series cars tonight. I believe that the Truck Series will be up tomorrow night. I believe it is on Monday, and I believe the F1s and the Xfinity cars will be running this week as well. So we believe that there's going to be a lot of good racing in those. Let's take a look now and see what we've got up here on the board tonight in the practice session. It looks like these guys, going to be 29 of them signed in so far, is what it looks like. Should be some great racing here tonight. Let's take a look around here and see who that we've got on the racetrack. See if we recognize anybody. Here's one that you might recognize. This is Robert Ernst Spiker Jr. Robert's not new to the LSRL. He's been around for a little while racing with us. Glad to see him out there tonight. He's driving that Chevrolet again this year. So it's good to see Robert out there. As we take a look around the racetrack here and see what's happening here. Right, real quick, and then we will get into some race info and see how things look for us here tonight. There's a beautiful shot of the stands. Those stands will fill up with our iRacing fans here just in a little bit as we get into those. They'll be coming up in there and filling up. All right, a little bit of information for tonight's race is going to be qualifying for 2 laps. Then we're going to have a 5-lap sprint race. The qualifying times will set the sprint race lineup. Then we will go into our feature. We're going to be running 80 laps at 200 miles here around Daytona tonight in the next gen car. The fuel capacity is going to be at 70%. They're going to have 3 sets of tires, 1 on the car and 2 in the pits. We're going to be going under a mandatory caution at the end of our stages, and that's going to be at lap 15, conclusion of lap 15, and the conclusion of lap 35. So we'll be looking for those. That will all make a difference. So we are running under the old NASCAR rules. So there's everything's going to matter for these guys. It's not going to make a difference whether you're first or whether you're last. Everything is going to make a difference for these guys. So as they are making their way to finishing up in their practice, we've got just a few minutes left here that we're going to go racing. Hearing some input here, so just bear with us for just a second. All right, let's take a look at the track information here tonight. We've got a wind blowing at about 2 miles an hour. And we've got a 77 degrees temperature, 56% relative humidity. It's partly cloudy, and the racetrack temperature is 81. So going to make for some good racing without a question here tonight. There's the 38 car sitting over on pit road. We'll get into some of these drivers as we go along here as time progresses and we start seeing some of them out here. They're starting to put them up into the pit boxes. It looks like they're going to make their final adjustments. We are coming down to the wire here to where practice is going to be getting started. So that's going to be good to see them. All right, it looks like right now that practice will be coming to a close, and we're going to go racing, folks. Here's another driver that you've seen out racing with us before. This is the driver in the number 29 Chevrolet. This is Tony Serbo. Tony's been with us and racing with us for quite some time. Let's take a look back here in the pack, see what's going on back here. There goes Big Joe Murata. Big Joe got a new look on his hot rod out there this year. All right. Looks like practice has came to an end and we are ready to go qualifying. So we'll see who's first up here to qualify with us here tonight. We'll catch up some of these new drivers that we've not talked about, and we'll see how they get things set up and ready to go for the event tonight. All right, here we've got Big Joe Murata, looks like coming out of there. We'll take a look and see how well he does. He'll get his Mustang rolled out on the racetrack here. Some new looks for us here at the Lightspeed Racing Network. If you look across the bottom of your screen there, you'll see names of drivers and their car numbers across there. Their times will come up there. Then up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see qualifying times up there. Here's Jonathan Schwartz and his Chevrolet, number 58 machine. He's out there. He's going to make a qualifying run. He's not new to us either. He's been around for a little bit. The boss man, Anthony Giuliano, in his number 17 Mustang. He's with us here tonight. Brandon Massey in the Buckshot Tool Chevrolet, number 65 machine. He's the Ohio native. He is a past Xfinity Series champion. So he's moved up into the ranks, and now he's going to be running in the next gen cars. It looks like right now, Hoytsma is at the top of the leaderboard. Giuliano is second. Brown is third. And that's just going to keep changing up as time goes by. So we'll just take a look at some of these guys as they're out here. This is Fetter Place, running a number 80 Chevrolet. Rick Schneider in the number 6 Toyota. Tanner No, he's moved up on the leaderboard now. He's third in his number 12 Ford. Randy Arm's going to qualify in the top 4 currently right now. And just as we say that, he'll drop into 5th. Still have some drivers out there left to qualify. We see the sleeper Landon Quisenberry. Landon is going to be running with us here. We call Landon the sleeper because of the fact that Landon has a tendency to just kind of not get too excited early on. And he just comes out of nowhere and comes racing up to the front, and he's there in the front when he needs to be. So that's the Wilder Graphics machine of Landon Quisenberry. Good looking race car this year. Currently, Landon is 16th on the leaderboard. And it looks like he's headed for pit road, so that's where he's going to be. Brandon Massey bringing his machine to a stop. Looks like he's going to qualify 13th. Also there on the left, you can see that we've got some new graphics there. Tell you a little bit about the cars and the drivers. Says that if they're coming down pit lane or if they're in the pit. So there's some new information for you there that you can keep an eye on. All right, it looks like that all cars have qualified. So we will be just a minute here waiting for them to start staging them up and getting them ready to go. They're getting all the final details, the last of the information there. From the truck, and they'll get things lined up, and we'll be going racing here just in a few minutes. Hope that everybody has found themselves in good health and doing really well during the off season. As we said just a little bit ago, I'm glad to be back with you again for this season. We'll be broadcasting for the LSRL in the Lightspeed Racing Network booth, along with you for the Cup Series, again, along with you in the trucks. So we're excited about that. Have some, I believe it is Landon Quisenberry that will be broadcasting over on the F1 series. And a newcomer coming along for the Xfinity series. So there should be some racing action for you just any time that you'd like to see some racing. All right, we're getting we're getting our information back now that we should be able to see the grid. There they are, all lined up and ready to go. Not sure just exactly what I'm not doing right here, but evidently I cannot seem to get that grid up there for you. Take a look. Let's try it one more time. All right, we'll just take it off of what we see up there, and we'll just go from there. All right, looks like we're going to start with Hoytsma starting on the pole. Christopher starting second. Lindsay starting third. Newton running fourth. Giglio running fifth. Fetter Place running sixth. Randy Arms, he'll start seventh. Noel, he'll run eighth. Murray ninth. Schneider 10th. Brown will start the second of the 20 pack in 11th. Waddell will start 12th. Brandon Massey will start 13th. Anthony Giuliano behind him in 14th. McKee, he'll run 15th. Dickerman will run 16th. Fernandez, he'll run 17th. Landon Quisenberry, the sleeper, 18th. I'm going to say this is Eek at 19th and Llewellyn in 20th. That looks like that will be our field. There goes our Lucas Hoytsma. In the number 7 CTC racing machine. Great looking race cars. Gotta love the body style of these cars. So find your favorite driver out there and get ready to root them on. They're coming down the back stretch. Looking for a great season here. Some familiar looking paint schemes on these cars out here. Lights are off on the pace car. And they are back on. The lights are back on the pace car, so that means that we are going to be going around at least one more time. This is our heat race. This will be 5 laps. They will set the field by their finishing positions of this race. That will set the field for the 80 lap main event. Also, as you can see over there on your left-hand side, the numbers of the cars. When they're green, that means they're moved forward a spot. If they turn red, that means they fell back a spot. And that number 1 position up there lit up green, that is your leader. Lights are off again on the pace car. Looks like they're coming down the back stretch. Great looking field of race cars here tonight. A lot of difference in these cars from what they used to be. And we'll talk about that just here in a little while as the race progresses on. And there it is. That's the signal that we are going to go green. Hoytsman is the pole setter. He will set the race, and we are green. Here we go. Hoytsman's out to just a noselead right now. Some shuffling going on back here in the pack. Christopher nosing out just a little bit in the lead. That's going to be Mike Christopher. See if he'll be able to get clear. He will get by. Here comes the 88 machine along for the ride. That's Quinn Newton. He's going to drop down low to the inside and block the 07 out. The 07 getting a shove from the 18 machine of Blake Giglio. Three wide racing going on here early, folks. They're all over the place. Now we got, look like Joe Barata has spun out down there on the backstretch coming off the corner. Some of the cars starting to get in single file here now. Currently, Mike Christopher's leading the way. Blake Giglio, Quinn Newton, Lucas Hoytsma, and Jared Lindsay will be our top five right now. From there back, it's going to be Brandon Murray, Rick Schneider, Casey Brown, Brandon Massey, and Joseph Fernandez rounding out the top 10. The number 3 machine, it looks like he's not satisfied where he's at, so he's going to jump to the outside and see if he can make up some time, but they're going to form another line on the outside and see if they can make a run. We got 4 of them getting together. Well, now one of them's bailed out. Brandon Massey in the 65 Chevrolet. He's moved down. Oh, now they've gotten together. Brandon Massey and the 07 have gotten together, and they're both taking a ride. Looks like they're both able to stay on the racetrack and see if they'll be able to finish the race. There's Massey. We've got 1 lap to go, and the race is on up here in the front. A lot of good solid running going on. Now they're coming off the corner. Mike Christopher leading the way. Right behind him is going to be Quinn Newton. That number 3 machine, Brandon Murray. Brandon's not new to us. He's been around the LSRL for a little bit. Now he's going to try to make a run on the outside, see if he's got anything for it. Shuffling around all over the place, cars everywhere. 3 wide racing going on back here. And there's another 1 or 2 into the wall there. Don't worry about it, folks. If these guys have crashed out or suffered any damage in this event, they'll still be able to take a line and start the main event. Here we are up in the front. 2 CTC cars. They're going to battle it out. They're going to go side by side. Giglio's going to have an advantage here. And it's going to be Giglio. There we've got another one going around. Slams into the wall. Takes out the 88 machine. Giglio, Murphy, Christopher, Newton, and Schwartz finishing out the top 5. Jared Lindsay, Rick Schneider, Anthony Giuliano, Joseph Fernandez, and James McKee rounding out the top 10. Serbo, Fetter Place, Noe, Ernstspiker, and Hoytsma will be in the top 15. 16th will be Tiller. Demian, he'll finish out 17th. That's Sam. He's been around a while. Lucas Holtzma, 18th. Adam Bowden, he'll be 19th. And John Dickerman will round out the top 20. Question about it, guys. If they drive like they drove that race right there in this next 80 laps, it's going to be rather interesting. Looked like as far as that run was concerned, it looked like at all of the major manufacturers, Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota was all there in the top 10. That would be 3 Ford products, and then there's going to be 6 Chevrolets and 1 Toyota, but they all managed to get there in the top. All right, we're underway. Looks like the 3 car of Brandon Murray is going to be listed as our leader. No, that would not be the case at all. That will not. He will not be. He will be the one that will finish second, and he will start beside Brandon Murray. We'll start beside Blake Giglio. There we go. Now we've got it figured out. But here they are, guys. Everybody is here. Let me see if we've lost out anybody. Don't see Landon Quisenberry on the roster in the start. I don't see Joe Murata. I don't see Randy Arms, Brandon Massey. Some of our regulars not seeing out here. There we go. Now they're starting. Those are some of the guys that finished out the top 20, but they're in there and ready to go racing. And we are off to a start here, folks. A little bit of bumping and knocking going on early. Boys, you don't want to wreck out too awful fast here. You're going to want to have those things around for the entire race. Don't get too wild and crazy out there. It looks like the number 3, Blake Giglio, has now pushed his nose out, but that's not going to last very long. The 16 car is getting a push out there now by the number 70 of Mike Christopher. So they've got a good run out there right now. So there's 4 cars that have gotten out early to a solid lead. And it looks like that we are under yellow. Not sure what took place there. We'll see if the truck can maybe show us a replay of what took place, but looks like that whatever that it might have been started back behind these guys. But the yellow is out. Now we're back up to the front with the pace car here. We'll see where we're at now with everybody. All right, it's going to be Blake back out in the front again. Mike Christopher in the number 70 machine. Coming up behind him, Jonathan Schwartz in the number 58. He's there running second. Jonathan's been around for a little while. Good race car driver. Good to see him back with us again this year. There he goes right there. Running fourth is going to be Rick Schneider in his Toyota. In the number 3, that's going to be Brandon Murray in that Good Wrench Chevrolet. Boss man Anthony Giuliano in that number 17 Ford. Quinn Newton, that number 88 Mountain Dew machine. That 00 is going to be Joseph Fernandez. He'll be running 8th. 9th will be James McKee in the number 99 machine, the Under Armour vehicle. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be Brandon Fetterplace. Brandon driving his number 80 Chevrolet. Tony Serbo will be 11th. Robert Arnspiker will start 12th. Dave Hoytsma, he'll start 13th. Tanner Knoll, he'll restart in the 14th spot. That number 12 Ford. Justin Waddell, he'll start 15th. Brandon Massey coming up there. He'll start 16th. Dale Lee, 17th. Dale's raced with us several times before. Adam Bowden, he'll start 18th. Sean Williams will start 19th. Jared Lindsay, well, that's going to be changing as time goes here, but nevertheless, we're going to go back up into the front, make sure that we get our restart going. All right, the pace car has turned the lights off. That means we're going to be going back here racing just shortly. So all right, here they come. All right, once we get back to the restart zone, which is right there, we see a jump and away we go racing again. Our leader in the 16 Ford Mustang is going to be Blake Giglio. Running behind him is going to be Mike Christopher and Jonathan Schwartz. Looks like the top 6 has went single file already, making quick work of it here. This is a long race. There's plenty of racing left for these guys to do. Now they're getting racy up here in the front again. It don't look like that these guys are settling in where that they want to just go and turn some laps. Maybe they're thinking track position is everything here. 6 cars running in the front that we can throw a blanket over currently right now. Jonathan Schwartz out to the front currently. And that's going to be swapping back and forth. Got the cars down on the yellow line. They choose the better and get back up onto the racetrack. Anthony Giuliano in his number 17 machine, he's currently running in 4th. He's been able to get moved up into the front and make a run at it. He's 3rd in line right there on the inside, passing the number 58 machine of Jonathan Schwartz. Now, there is one thing that we do know difference about these cars is that the aerodynamics of these machines have changed. Used to be that they wanted to keep the nose of these cars down on the ground as much as possible to catch that wind, let that front spoiler catch that the wind off the front and force the air over top of the car down onto the spoiler on the back, which creates downforce on the rear of the car. Now that's all changed with this next gen car. Now what they want to do is they want to get that car up in the air as much as they can in the front and get that air underneath the car, which they have a diffuser, what is known as a diffuser now, and it's a plastic piece that runs, well, I say plastic, but it is carbon material that runs from the front of the car all the way through to the tail of the car. And they want to get that air going through the car on top of that diffuser, completely out the back of the car, which holds the car and makes the car get its downforce on the back that way. So there is some changes to the cars. These cars have rack and steering pinion now. They don't have the old style what we're accustomed to, power steering pumps sitting out on the fronts of the motors and things like that anymore. These guys now have rack and pinion steering. A little bit of difference in the way that the gearing works in them as well. The transmission has been taken out of the cars, and that big bulky transmission that used to set up along about the far wall is not there anymore. All of the shifting is taking place behind these drivers at the rear end. And these cars are 6-speed vehicles instead of the 4s that we've been accustomed to seeing in the past. Sometimes you'd see a 5, but now they've all changed all that. The weights of the cars are all different compared to what that they were. So there's a big difference on these cars. Back up in the front, Blake Giglio, he's still leading the way. Mike Christopher's running 2nd. Anthony Giuliano's running 3rd. Brandon Murray's currently running 4th. Running 5th is going to be Joseph Fernandez. 6th will be James McKee. Quinn Newton, he'll be 7th. Brandon Fetterplace will be 8th. Rick Schneider, he'll be running in 9th position. Rounding out the top 10 will be Robert Ernspiker. Robert there in the number 14 machine, HendryCars.com. As you get to know these guys and hear their interviews, and you'll get to learn a little bit about them, and find out what kind of guys that they are. All these guys are very competitive in their own right. Without question, they are very competitive and they want to win races for sure, but they're very respectable as well. These guys brand new with each other out here in tonight's event. See some little squirrely action going on back there. Glad to see them able to get that all put together, but these guys just learning each other right now. And once that they figure out how each other races, they'll put a little more trust in one another. And as you can see it displayed right here, they're starting to put some trust in each other quick and early. One guy that's making a lot of space right now, a guy that has moved several positions, is going to be that number 65 machine of our past Xfinity series. He has moved forward 20 spots now. So he is our big mover in tonight's race. If you remember back in the heat race, he got crashed out, and he didn't have a good starting spot. Oh, car really loose right there, and hit another car. I believe that would be Rick Schneider. Just as we're talking about it, things start going a little wrong there. The next one closest to him is going to be Justin Waddle. He is 14th positions forward. And Sean Williams, he's moved forward by 17. So these guys are racing, and they're racing hard. But back up into the front. It's going to be Blake in that number 16 machine. Looks like we had a car that may have crashed, but we are under no yellow. Jonathan Schwartz looks like he's crashed. Let's see if they can give us a replay on it. See what happened back here. All couple cars get together. And then he gets bumped from the back and slid off the track, but he'll be able to put some tires on that thing and get back out to the race. Looks like everything's going to be okay for him. Don't look like that he suffered any significant damage there. Back up to the front again. Bear with us if you will, folks. We are actually broadcasting here from the Buckeye State. I'm over in a little town along the West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio border along the Ohio River. And we are having some severe weather move through right now. So we might be having a little bit of an issue every now and then with a glitch, but bear with us. Hopefully it'll move through. Getting severe thunderstorms and rain with a lot of lightning in it. We earlier had a power outage a time or two, but we apologize for that, but bear with us. If you see a little bit of a delay, it could be that I'm just trying to get things caught back up from here comes the pace car, so we're currently under yellow. I don't mean to be hesitant any at all, but we're trying to do the broadcast here the best that we can, so just bear with us. We are currently under yellow right now, so I'm sure that we're going to start seeing these guys coming down pit road. That may have been the lap 15, completion of lap 15. These guys will be coming down pit road, and they'll be taking on some tires and fuel. So we are currently now 17 laps complete. After that, we had our completion of lap 15 competition yellow. As cars start shuffling through the field, we'll get everything all figured out here and see where everybody belongs. All right, here we are. Blake Giglio, he went in the pits leading the race, and he's back out in the front. Brandon Murray in that 3 machine, he'll start second when we go back green. Third will be Mike Christopher. Fourth's going to be Quinn Newton in the 88 Mountain Dew machine. James McKee, he'll restart 5th. Tanner Knoll, he'll start 7th. Anthony Giuliano, he'll restart 8th. Robert Ernstspiker, he'll start 9th. Dave Hoytsma, he'll start 10th. Looks like that the lights are off on the pace car. Get these guys ready to go back green here. Great shot from our Sim Speed Shop blimp. We appreciate them. Wow, what a jump on that start for Giglio, man. I'll tell you what, he got a well of a good run going off. And he's not looking back. That number 16 Ford. So now we've got 2 Fords leading the way. We've got Blake and Mike Christopher up there in the front. That number 3 of Brandon Murray. Brandon's giving it all he's got back there in that number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet machine. Behind him is going to be Quinn Newton. Now, don't you worry, folks. We're going to get through the field here just in a moment, and we're going to let everybody know where everybody is running. We want to make sure that you know where your favorite driver is. James McKee in the 99. He's currently running in the top 5. Anthony Giuliano, he's currently 6th in that 17 machine. Tanner Knoll, he'll be 7th. Good shot of Tanner there. Behind him and then Joseph Fernandez. Dave Hoysma and the number 79. He's going to be running 9th. And here's a new name that we haven't mentioned here tonight yet. That's going to be Daniel Llewellyn. He's rounding out the top 10 currently. Landon Quisenberry in his number 75 machine looking down to the inside to see if he can make up any ground out there. He's on the outside there. That Wilder Graphics machine. Rick Schneider, he's starting coming up behind him. John Dickerman, 14th. Robert Ernst Spiker, 15th. Sean Williams is 16th. Jonathan Schwartz just passed him. 18th will be Justin Waddle. Dale Lee will be 19th. Jared Lindsay, he's back in the mix back there, running 20th. Tony Serbo's in the mix. Ryan Tiller, now being scored 20th. Adam Bowden, he's just about the time that we get to the point to where we start calling these guys out, they start moving positions. Who would have thought anything about that? Well, we've got Randy Arms now. Randy is currently running 15th in that number 8 Amco machine. So we'll get them figured out here just in a second, folks. We've got a little bit of a delay as we talked about the weather. Casey Brown will be 17th. Brandon Massey, he'll be running 18th. James McKee's in the mix back here. Let's see who else it is back here that we've not made mention of. Adam Bowden, he's back here in the mix. There they come, and that team up together right there. Joseph Green, he's in there. Joseph's racing that number 42 machine. Lucky Carl Eck, he's in it. Big Sam Day. Sam Demian, he's 29th. And it looks like Hoytsma in the 07 and Joe Murata has left the racetrack. So let's go back out to the front and see what we've got going on up here now. There's a car off the track. That's going to be Hoytsma in the number 79 machine. He's back onto the track. Take a look at him back here. Here's our leaders back up here in the front. Seven cars. We've got 25 laps complete. 7 cars all running together, but here comes a big gaggle of them. Look at them chase them down. We'll see how that plays out back here in the back. Looks like Landon Quisenberry has now decided he's going to get involved into the mix. There he is. He might be leading some cars to make a charge for the front. Everybody down on that yellow line, except for maybe 3 or 4 cars choosing to be on the outside. It looks like everybody wants to be down on the inside down there along that line. Seems to be the preferred line for everybody right now, which I'm a little bit surprised with these cars. I would have figured they would have been a little bit farther out on the racetrack than that. I would have figured we'd have seen a wall rider or two, but so far everybody seems to like it down there on the inside. And if that's where they like to race, then that's good enough for me. Landon Quisenberry still shuffling it up back there, trying to make a pass. Looked like we had a car that was wanting to look to the outside, but chose not to make that jump. Decided to stay down there. That was going to be the 80 car. Good thing he chose to stay down in there. That'd be Brandon Fetterplace. This is currently where the racing is going on, so That's the reason why the cameras are being focused on that back there, because everybody else up in the front, as you can see right there, the first 3, 6, 7, 8 cars all in a line together, and no racing going on. The racing's going on right there around Landon Quisenberry. It looks like John Dickerman's in there. Rick Schneider's into the mix. Looks like the 6 machine on the outside there. Daniel Llewellyn, he's into the mix. Some good racing going on back here. The front of the field is settled in. 28 laps complete. Now we might be going to see something change here, because now they're starting to form a line on the outside. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to get that together just as quite as fast as what the inside line is. But if they can get that inside line to break up just a little bit and get some of those cars separated by about a car length apart, pull some of the air off of them, then that outside line may just make a run and come up the outside. They're gaining a little bit of ground on them, folks. It looks like that outside line is, in fact, gaining a little bit of ground on the inside line. 6 cars on the outside. Now the lines broke up on the outside, but here they're going to try to bunch them back up together. Take a look back through the field and see where everybody else is. There's Randy Arms. He's coming along back there, and he's dragging some guys with him. Couple of cars there by themselves. That's going to be Adam Bowden in the 83, along with Brandon Massey in the 65. They're kind of just sitting out there by themselves currently with 31 laps complete. At 35, we will have our second stage ending. Still leading the way is going to be Blake Giglio. Mike Christopher second, Brandon Murray third, Quinn Newton will be running fourth, and Henry Rowe, he'll be fifth, just currently passed by Anthony Giuliano for the 5th spot. And we are under caution. Brandon Fetterplace crashed. See if they can give us a replay on what happened to that. Oh no, several cars involved in this one. This is not good. Not sure. We will have to see if we can find maybe a different view of that. See if the if they can give us a replay. Not sure where it's at now. Anyway, we are currently under yellow. A lot of things taking place out there right now, folks. Bear with us here just a second. We'll see what's going on with everybody. Here they are. Now they're made their way down pit road as we can see what's going on here now. They are coming in and they're getting them all patched up and ready to go. Some other cars is coming in back there behind them. Looks like that the 3 car is going to come out. Brandon Murray, then Giglio and Christopher. Believe that there's a possibility that Justin Waddle stayed on the racetrack, and I believe that he did. Don't believe that he don't think he went to pit road. That Goodrich Plus Chevrolet. There's Sam D. Haven't talked much about him too much, but there he is. He's got a good-looking paint scheme on his car here at Daytona. All right. They're getting them all set up and ready to go. We are at lap 35. Lap 35. So I'm certain that this is going to come down to be our final stage lap right here. $35 complete of 80. All right. While that they're trying to figure all this out, let's take a commercial break. Off to a good start. All the drivers are back at it out here. Brandon Murray led there for a little bit. Now Anthony Giuliano is behind him, going to make a push on him. But it looks like that those top three cars is going to be Mike Christopher, Blake Giglio, and Quinn Newton has all teamed up to try to get their cars out in the front, and it looks like it's worked out for the best for them. So Mike Christopher's leading the way right now. Brandon Murray, who was leading the race in that number 3 Chevrolet, he's currently running fourth. Anthony Giuliano running out the top 5. Again, folks, I apologize to you for a little bit of delay in this. This weather is still going through, so we apologize to you for that. We'll try to bring you the best possible broadcast that we can, but when we're fighting the weather with internet and Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff, with our main broadcast booth and equipment being set, I believe, is in New York, and I'm over in the Buckeye State, and so there's a lot of transferring that has to go on to pull this off. We appreciate your patience, and we thank you for staying along with us here, even through the hard times and the aggravating times. Let's go on board with Mike Christopher leading the way, and let's take a ride around with him and see what he's got going on from our roll bar cam. Looks like he's getting up into the 85 RPM range. There you can see the car roll over just a little bit. Let's take a look with him with the gyro cam if it'll let us. There it is. Now you can see the banking at Daytona. On board with Mike Christopher. Looks like he has chose where he wants to be, and that's right down on the inside on that yellow line, making it happen down there. Really high banking here at Daytona. And you get to take a ride around there with one of our drivers. It's leading the race. A guy that we haven't talked too much about here tonight, we're going to make mention of him. Currently is Sean Williams in the number 81 Chevrolet. Sean has now progressed to 21 spots, moving from the back front 21 spots. Brandon Massey in that number 65 machine, he's currently moved forward by 22. And then next to them is going to be a tie for 12 between Landon Quisenberry and Daniel Llewellyn. And there you see Landon Quisenberry back there. Back up in the front on the outside is going to be Brandon Murray in that 3 machine. Brandon is running the wheels off of that thing, trying to get back to the front over Christopher. Those front 3 cars seem to have be solid running with each other through tonight's race. 45 laps complete of the 80 that we're on schedule for. Still some side-by-side racing going on here. Anthony Giuliano pushing on that number 3 car. trying to get back out to the front. There's a car that got loose, took around a different direction. Not sure who that was. Track position on a racetrack like this with these cars is vital. You'll be able to tell that as the season progresses, that when it comes to these big tracks, these cars just don't move as fast as what they used to. Looked like the 17 of Giuliano got a little bit loose and slid out toward the wall. Looked like he was going to be able to maintain and get it pulled back in line. Now they've picked up a different driver out there. A couple of cars going for the same real estate. Didn't look really good there at all. When those cars start shuffling around like that, trying to take up space, empty spaces like that, there's only one car will fit in there. That's how fast you get in line right there, folks. He lost a few positions, decided he wasn't going to do any good out there, so he jumps back to the inside. That was the 99 of James McKee that had got back down in there. These guys have fallen off the pace by a little bit. One car way down below the yellow line. They're off pace just by a little bit. They're running a second pack back there. Some good racing going on back there with these guys. Let's ride on board with Daniel Llewellyn. There you can, there's a spot right there. You can see the leaders all out there in the front. Looks like a couple of cars that have fallen off the lead pack up there as well. Mike Christopher still leading the race out there in the front currently. Now, somewhere along the way, we are at lap 50. Somewhere along the way here in these last little bit of racing that we got left here to do, these guys are going to have to make a green flag stop. So we're going to be watching out for that when that comes along. These guys have fallen off the pace just by a little bit. They're running back here by themselves. That's going to be the 29 of Tony Serbo, the 14 of Robert Ernstbiker, the 81 of Sean Williams. They're in a pack by themselves in the middle between the front 8 cars and then that big pack behind them. Got a car going down pit road. That might be some strategy that he's going to pull. See the intervals between all of our cars back through there. The front 8 has pulled away from the rest of the field. But currently, Mike Christopher is leading the way. Blake Giglio, he is in the 16 machine running second. Third will be Quinn Newton in that number 88 machine. Brandon Murray in the 3 machine. He's going to be running fourth. Rick Schneider in his Toyota, the only Toyota in the top 20. Correction, the top 18 cars will be the only Toyota up there racing amongst the Chevrolets and the Fords. The number 17th of Anthony Giuliano, he'll be running sixth. Seventh will be James McKee. Behind him will be Brandon Massey, the number 65 Chevrolet. And he is the tail car on that pack of cars there leading the way. Let's go into his cockpit and ride with him for a minute. These cars moving around a lot. Tires get worn a little bit. Things start getting slick. You see he gets a good run up on the back of that car. Has to bail out just a little bit. Staying down low or on the inside of that car so he can get some air blowing through his machine. There again, moving to the outside so he can get some air on his car. Coming down the back stretch. 8,700 plus on RPMs. Oh, he gets down on the apron going into the turn. You do not want to do that. He's lucky he was able to get that thing back up on the racetrack coming off of the final corner coming around toward the start-finish line. And that's what it's like to take a ride around Daytona. Here's that second pack of cars now that's back there. That one being led by Dave Holtzma in the number 79 machine. Tanner No, he'll be in the number 12. Lucky Carl Leck, he'll be in the 87. Then there's Daniel Llewellyn in that number 23 Chevrolet. Dale Lee in his number 40. Right there. Riding it out along the wall there. Cars are starting to get into some lap traffic now. I believe I saw Randy Arms was in that. Oh, we might have been involved in a crash here. Let's take a look back up here in the front. We got one going around. We are under yellow. It looked like the 88 got down on the apron and turned everything loose. The 88, Anthony Giuliano, the 17, Brandon Massey in the 65 machine, all involved in that crash. Let's go back and see it from another angle if we can. Brandon Massey coming up the middle. The 88 come up off the racetrack and most certainly did, in fact, take out those cars. Let's take another look at it here if we can. The 88 loose takes out the 17, the 99, the 65, all involved in that crash. Now, the bad news for these guys are there are no fast repairs. 57 laps complete in the Buckshot 200. 80 scheduled to be ran. Here they come down pit road. It's like all of them on the lead lap is going to go down pit road. We'll have to check and see what these guys that were involved in this crash, how they end up in all of this. Brandon Massey over there, he was involved in it. He's sitting on pit road making repairs. We know that Anthony Giuliano was involved in it. See what Anthony's up to down there. There he's set on pit road. He's trying to get some repairs made. The 99 machine, he's on pit road getting worked on. Anthony looks like he's going to come back and join the race. We'll have to see about some of the others that were involved in it. See how all this plays out. As everybody pits and does what they need to do. That pretty much is going to knock it out of the park as far as green flag pit stops. I would believe that they would be able to make it from here. So that would probably be the green flag pit stop. Everybody coming back to the field, it looks like. We'll repack them, we'll stack them, and we'll turn them loose here just in a moment. It's the Buckshot 200 here at Daytona. All right, we're back, and it looks like that Mike Christopher's going to be leading the way. Blake Giglio, he'll be second. Dave Holtzman will be running third. Robert Ernst Spiker fourth. Tony Serbo rounding up top five. We appreciate everybody coming on board and watching the broadcast with us here tonight. Hopefully that this weather has not been too aggravating for you. We apologize once again for it. But Mother Nature, you know that we can't do anything about it. It affects races all the time. Unfortunately, we're getting the weather here, and that's affecting some of the things that's going on here. We have a glitch every now and then, and we have to get everything back up and going the way that we want it to, so we apologize for that, especially on opening night here at Daytona with Buckshot Tools 200. I want to remind everybody that we are racing the Cup Series on Sunday nights, which is the race that we're involved in right now. On Monday nights, we're going to be turning the trucks loose, and we'll be racing the trucks. I believe it on Wednesday night will be the F1 series. And Tuesday night will be the Xfinity series. So if you want to race in any of these series of the Lightspeed Racing League, we'd encourage you to make contact with any of the administrators on Facebook or the Lightspeed Racing League, as well as on Facebook, on Discord. Talk to these guys, get you a race car together, come out and go racing. A pretty good race that we've had here tonight. No doubt these guys are first night for speed weeks of the LSRL. For these guys to be out here racing one another, a lot of things got to be learned about each other, about these cars. I'm sure they've been practicing, but when you put 25 or 30 of these cars together on the racetrack, they're just not the same beast. They're a different, entirely different machine. And so there's still some learning stages. We're early in the season. A lot of racing left to go for us from here on out. 65 laps of the 80 scheduled complete. We will get this race in here tonight. These guys all bunched up back here side by side. They're going to race it out all the way to the end. Landon Quisenberry in that number 75 Wilder Graphics machine. Landon is our current reigning truck champion. That is out here racing with us tonight. There he goes. These cars are so squirrely. I'm glad it's them out there driving them and not me, because I would have put them into the wall and hit everything that there was to hit all the way around the racetrack. And if I could get it off the ground, I probably would have run over the flagger by now. I'm an old school race car driver from back in the day that turned to a wannabe broadcaster, I guess would be the best way to put it. But I cannot do any of these cars on iRacing. I tried it one time, and it's a little bit more complicated than you think. It's more than just playing a game. We got a car down going through the grass. That looks like, to me, that was Sean Williams. Let's see if we can take a look and see if that's who it was. It definitely was Sean Williams in the 81 machine. He went down through the grass. He's still down low below the line, staying out of everybody's way. He'll make his way back to the racetrack. Good to see that he wasn't too much problem back there. He'll have to race his way back up, and he's running out of time. But as I was saying, I tried racing one of these cars, and there's just absolutely no way that it's for me. It's more than playing a game. These guys spend multiple hours in these racing rigs. and learning these cars and how to drive them. And I'll give them thumbs up because they're far greater at it than what I could ever be. I would probably no doubt be the cause of the first yellow and be the first one out of the race because when I tried it, I couldn't even get it off the pit road. There's a lot of difference between what I drove than what these guys drive here in the LSRL. So it's better for me just to stay out of the way. At the line, we will be 70 laps complete. Right now, position matters. Everybody wants every spot that they can get. Without question, they want, if they can't be first, they want to be second. If they can't be second, they'll take whatever they can get. And that's what they're racing for. Tony Serbo in that 29 machine, and then that behind him will be Landon Quisenberry. He'll be trying to, he's going to drop down toward the line now. They're going to leave Tony out there to fend for himself. But those other cars should move up to Tony. Landon Quisenberry, look at that. He jumped out, gained a few spots there pretty quick. Landon currently in the top 10, but he'll give up a spot. Fall in line in 11th. No change up in the front pack. They're all still up there the way that they are, the way they've been running. There's no change up there. Christopher still out in the front. Giglio second. Boltzmann running third. Ernstbacher running fourth. Tanner Knoll fifth. Daniel Llewellyn, he'll be running in the sixth position. Rick Snyder in his Toyota, he'll be running seventh. Brandon Murray will be running eighth. Jonathan Schwartz in his number 58 machine, he'll be running ninth. And John Dickman, he'll be rounding out the top 10. So the racing is actually going on about 5 or 6 spots back is where the racing actually takes place. The leaders up in the front, top 4 or 5, they've kind of settled in and just running their own race out there. So the racing is actually going on back here with all these guys. So we know now, let's see where the guys that was involved in the crash are located. Anthony Giuliano, he's currently listed to be running 22nd. Cars getting dicey, man. Time's running out. They're going to get everything that they can get. The 99 of James McKee, he was involved in the crash. There he is. He's currently 26th. Joseph Fernandez, he was involved in the crash as well, that number 88 machine. So he is currently 28th. Brandon Massey in the number 65 machine still sitting over on pit road trying to make repairs. So his night will probably be finished. He probably won't be coming back with only 5 laps to go. But nevertheless, he had a good showing, a good run for it here tonight on opening night. So nevertheless, he made a good run. Just unfortunate circumstances that people get involved in crashes and ends their night. So back up in the front, at the line, we'll have 5 to go. It's going to be Mike Christopher still leading the way. No change in the top 6 or 7, everything is still exactly the way that it was earlier. Lap traffic starting to be a factor again now. Looks like they've caught up to a car. He'll stay down on the inside and just let him go around on the outside. He'll get completely down below the line out of the way. Good sportsman racing there. Unfortunately, he's going to put it through the grass. He didn't have to do that. At least he was out of their way and let him go. They'll return the favor to him somewhere along the way, or we would expect them to. They should. As good sportsmen out here driving each other every week, you move out of the way and let them go because you don't have a chance and you don't want to interfere with them. They should return the favor, and I would expect that they would. Want to congratulate, while that we're getting in our last couple of laps here, I want to congratulate all of our administrators of the Lightspeed Racing League. We want to thank all of them. If I go to naming names, I'm sure I'm going to end up missing somebody, so we just won't name names, but we appreciate all of them, all the hard work that they've done on the off season, all the new looks that the Lightspeed Racing Network has, all the graphics and everything that they've come up with in the off season. It looks fantastic. We appreciate all them and the hard work that they put in. You wouldn't realize the amount of work that it takes unless you work behind the scenes in one of these events. Then you would know what it would take to actually do it. So all the hours that has been spent, guys, congratulations on another new season. And we look forward to working with you all season long, broadcasting and working with you. And we're excited about what the future holds for the LSRL from here on out this season. Again, we want to encourage you, if you want to go racing. Well, we got a big wreck. Big wreck going on back here behind these guys. We see wheels are flying off of them back here. I'm not sure just exactly who all was involved in it. The yellow flag is out. It looks like Daniel Llewellyn may have been involved in it. There he is up along the wall. Landon Quisenberry a little bit loose, involved in it. Dale Lee, I believe he might have been involved in it as well. There he is, unfortunately rolling around down there. 3 cars total that I can see there. I'm not sure who the other one is out there. Looks like everybody else is going to make it through. We have 78 complete of 80. Mike Christopher leading the way. This yellow here may very well take us to a complete green-white checker finish, depending upon how many laps that we turn here under yellow. That crash may put us into overtime. We'll have to look and see. Now, here's the question. With only a few laps to go, do we stay out or do we want to risk coming in and here at Daytona and take a risk on new tires and see if they can be a factor? Or we just going to stay out here and ride it out where we're at? We'll be seeing and hearing from them guys here just in a couple of minutes on what they're going to do. It'll be, I'd be surprised that if anybody up in the front of the pack, there comes our wave around car right there. I would be surprised that anybody that's in the front of the pack would want to make their way down pit road. It's not likely that I would if it was my decision to make. I believe at this point, I would just stay out there. So if I was running solidly probably in the top 8 or 10, I believe I would just stay. Maybe from there back, I wouldn't be out nothing but giving it a shot. Going in and putting some tires on the thing and see if new tires versus the old tires would make a difference. I'm not so sure on this car that it would, but nevertheless, it might be worth it from there back. We'll have to see if anybody does choose to do that. It looks like currently everybody's going to stay out there, but you never know. There may be somebody that decide they want to take a chance at it and get down in there. The Sim Speed Shop blimp here. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Wilder Graphics, one of our sponsors. We appreciate them. Buckshot Tools, we appreciate them. Um, Joe Murata, he is the guy that puts all of our trophies together. We appreciate him as a sponsor as well. Butt Kicker, Sim Speed Shop. We couldn't make it without all of you guys. So we appreciate y'all coming along for the ride again this season and making all this happen. All right, they're going to bring them back together side by side here. They're lining them up. Looks like everybody decided they're going to stay out there. So it's going to be a shootout. We're at lap 81, so we are going to be in overtime. So this race will be completed here tonight. Lights are off on the pace car. And we're going to have a shootout. Now, here's the question. These guys that's been running in the top 5 or 6 have been nose to tail for the last several laps. How fast are they going to jump out and make a run for it? I'm sure that none of these guys are just going to set in behind Mike Christopher in that number 70 machine and just sit there and ride it out. I'm sure these guys are going to break out eventually and make a run for it. And it may be one of those deals to where Mike Christopher, currently leading the race, ends up rolling all the way to the tail of the field if these guys get a run on him. You see how many cars are there now. So anything is possible. Do they jump out quick early on after the green flag? Do they ride it out and maybe come to the white flag? We're going to find out because there's the pace car going off. Here they come. They're in the restart zone. Looks like Christopher has fired them up, and we are underway. We are green now. Some racing going on here. Mike Christopher all the way out by a car length in securing the lead. He don't want to get out there too far. If he gets out there too far, they may get a run on him. And now we're going to be involved in another crash. Looks like everybody, the first 4, 5, or 6 cars is going to be taken out. Tanner Noel, he was involved in it. We did see that. It looks like that the number 16 car got down in there. Let's take another look at that if we can. The 14 and 16 gets together. And there goes the 12 involved in it. Oh, he takes a good, hard, solid hit there on that driver's side. Unfortunately, all these guys involved in that crash. Robert Ernstspiker looked like he might have been involved in it. Just unfortunate. Now that's going to change everything up here in the lead now, guys. Believe it or not, that changes everything because now we've got all new players sitting up here in the front that was about 6th position or maybe they're back. Mike Christopher is now the leader. Landon Quisenberry, the LSRL Xfinity Series driver, and as well as the Truck Series driver of the LSRL. He is our truck champion for last season. He's currently in 2nd. Jonathan Schwartz in his number 58 Chevrolet. He's sitting there in 3rd currently now. Rick Schneider in the number 6. He is running in the 4th position. Tony Serbo. Tony's had a good solid run all night. Finds his self in top 5. Randy Arms, the Ohio native, He is currently running 7th. No, correction. He will be running 6th. 7th's going to be Casey Brown. We've not talked a lot about Brown, but he's made his way up there in that 05 machine. Behind him is the target machine, Joseph Green, the number 42. Bossman himself, Anthony Giuliano. He is the owner of the LSRL. And Lucky, he may have very well been here tonight. It may have played out in his favor. He's running 10th, and we'll see here how things pan out for him and that 87 machine as time goes on. All right, back up in the front, the pace car is currently with the lights still on. We are going to be in overtime. We are lap 83 of 84. We restarted in overtime. So we'll take another look at it here and see what comes down from the truck, from our command center up there, and see what they decide to do. I'm sure that they're looking at it now, and I'm sure along with iRacing, they'll make a determining factor of how this thing will finish out. I'm sure that we'll finish under green. There's one thing that we want to keep in mind when it comes to these races. The LSRL don't make a lot of the decisions, especially when it comes to the flags that get flown. iRacing takes care of all of that and making those decisions of when the flags come out or if they don't. They make the determining factor on all that. The LSRL officials do not, under any circumstance, make any deciding factors on the flags being thrown or not. Now, the administrators and the directors, if you will, of the in particular race that's being ran, those who are the administrators of the Cup Series, along with some of the other administrators, will make the decisions based on driving etiquette and which includes rough driving or flashing out and those kind of things. And the rules that are in place for that kind of stuff are enforced, and they'll make those decisions. But iRacing, for the most part, makes all the decisions on the flags and when they're thrown. The lights are off on the pace car, so it looks like that we are going to go back green here. We'll see how that things work out for the finish. Christopher Quisenberry, Schwartz, Schneider, and Turbo all in the top 5. Here in the Buckshot 200, Buckshot Toast 200. All right, we'll see what the pace car does here. And it looks like we are going green. It looks like he's going to take his left. There's the restart zone from Geico. And he's put the throttle down. Quisenberry side by side on the start. Christopher did not get the jump that time that he would normally get. However, he is being shoved down on the inside. Quisenberry's still on the outside. Quisenberry in the 75, up high, a little bit loose. The 6 car back up to him and shoving. Here comes the 58 car of Schwartz. And it looks like Quisenberry's going to go around. He took out the leader. It looks like he's going to stay in it, but the yellow comes out. The yellow has came out. Looks like Quisenberry was involved in it. So we'll see if we can get a replay on that. It looks like he might have got help from the back. Might have got tapped a little bit from the back and got turned down into that. So let's take a look and see what happened to Tony Servo back here. His part of it is already done. Let's take a look at Casey Brown's wreck here and see. Looks like they just got punched up in traffic and around they went. Several cars involved in that one, no question. Now, guess what, folks? it all changes again. So back up in the front now is going to be the 6th of Schneider, currently as our leader in that Fox Sports. It does show Schneider to be our current leader. Randy Arms will be second. Jonathan Schwartz, somehow he made it through, and he's going to be third. They're scoring Mike Christopher, who was our leader, currently scoring him in fourth. Remember, we talked about Lucky back here just a little bit ago, Lucky Carl. Well, guess what? Lucky's in the top 5 now. Sean Williams will be in the 6th position. There's Sean right there, that number 81 machine. Anthony Giuliano, he's made his way back up through here now. After he was involved in a crash earlier, he's starting 7th. Quinn Newton, he will start in his number 88 machine, 9th, and Brandon Fetterplace. We'll see what information we get from the truck. The race may have been completed. And the race is final. The race is final. Rick Schneider will be our winner. Randy Arms will be second. Jonathan Schwartz will be third. The race has been called. It is complete. Rick Schneider, he's going to be our winner here tonight in the Buckshot Tools 200. Randy Arms second. Jonathan Schwartz will be third. Mike Christopher, who led a lot of the race tonight, he'll be finishing fourth. Lucky Carl, he'll finish fifth. Sean Williams will finish sixth. Anthony Giuliano 7th. Quinn Newton 8th. Brandon Fetterplace will finish 9th. Adam Bowden, he will round out the top 10. What a race it was here tonight for everybody here in the Buckshot Tools 200. Now we're going to give these guys a chance here to catch their breath, take some pictures, and we're going to call them down and see if we can't do an interview with the top 3 of our drivers here tonight. So let's see if we can bring Rick Schneider down into the booth to talk to us tonight. Rick driving that number 6 machine. He's at the right place at the right time, was able to pull everything off and get out to the win. Rick, it's Buckshot up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Buddy, I'll tell you what. Tell us about what you saw out your windshield there at the end.
Man, I'll tell you, I got lucky 2 or 3 times throughout the whole race, just kind of skating through everything there. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, we watched you through the event. We noticed at different times you was running different locations on the racetrack. This being the first race for the LSRL in the next gen car, tell us a little bit about your experience with this car and were you moving around on the racetrack as part of your strategy?
Yeah, yeah, I was trying to work that high side a little bit there at the beginning towards the middle. It was working, but just seemed to stall down a little bit without 4 or 5 cars up there. So, yeah, I was just working back and forth from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, I noticed that you brought it up there just a second ago. That we were about 40 laps into the race before that anybody chose to try that outside line and really do anything and go side by side racing. Was there that much of a difference between the track down low to out wide, or is it just preference for you?
I think it's more just preference for me. Um, was trying to work the draft a little bit in both lines. So yeah, it worked out great.
Well, brother, I tell you what, congratulations on the opening night of Speed Week for the LSRL, the Buckshot Toast 200 winner here. We appreciate you coming out and racing with us. Car looks good there in Victory Lane, and I'm sure you got people that you'd like to thank tonight, so I'm going to get out of your way and just let you do your thing.
Absolutely, thank you. The first person I'd like to thank is Brandon for helping me out this afternoon, getting me into the league. I'm glad everything worked out. I was having a blast racing, man. Everybody seemed to be racing pretty clean and good close racing. Had a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you coming in and racing with us. I'll tell you what, you picked the right league to come and be a part of, and we appreciate you coming over and racing with us. And congratulations again on winning the first race of the season. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in the future, my friend.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
All right, that was our winner, Rick Schneider. Our second place, our second place finisher. He's uh he's not a stranger around the LSRL. Randy's been around here. He's a high native just up the river here from where I'm at. And so we're going to talk to Randy. Randy, this buck shut up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, buddy, I'll tell you what, man. It just seemed like for you, it was just a hit and miss night to night. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was. My plan was just to kind of ride in the back, kind of take it easy. But it seemed like every time we'd try that, we would lose a draft. Then we would got saved by the two stage breaks there, and uh, then we actually lost the draft there um, after the last stage, and tried to pit or say strategy, and then got caught lap down when had the caution. So it was uh, it was a pretty interesting race for us, and somehow we came to the last restart in the top 10 and had a chance there. So was able to miss the Rex at the end, and we brought it home second. So after that, or say the way that race went for us, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah, I believe I would too. And sometimes being lucky is what it takes. And I know that I've won a few by being lucky as well, and avoiding everything and getting where I needed to be at the end of the race. But nevertheless, man, you drove the wheels off of it. It was good to see you back out there again and that number 83 machine and putting the wheels around it. Now you're working as part of the administration of the Cup Series here. So tell us what you think about our first event.
Yeah, well, obviously we would like to have a few less cautions and would have been able to finish on the green, but I think we got some good guys in here. Um, I think, you know, once everyone gets their bugs worked out and everything, I think we can have a pretty good season this year. So I hope everybody comes back and we we have a good night there, or say next week at Iowa.
Yeah, I think that we will. It looked like everybody was racing as clean as they could out there tonight. A few mishaps, but nevertheless, that's part of racing. Accidents happen, but I'm sure you got people you'd like to thank. So now's your time to shine, brother.
Yeah, I just want to thank or say everybody on the team. We had about 5 or 6 of us there tonight that we was trying to work together. So just want to thank all those guys for we was all on pretty much the same page all night. I just want to thank say Chevrolet, or say Amoco, Octane Race Products, just everyone that you know say helps to put this on in the league. Say all the admins, say all the drivers that show up, and of course thank you for putting on these broadcasts. You do a great job, and we're so glad that we got you.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. We had a little bit of a few glitches along the way here. We've had some, I don't know if you're getting it up your way, up the river there, but we've been getting some severe weather here with thunder and
Yep.
lightning, some powder outages and whatnot. But a few little things along the way here that throw the bug at us, but we was able to pull it off, and we're glad to be back with you and glad to be talking to you. And congratulations on the second place finish tonight. I'm sure it won't be the last time we'll be talking to you up here. You're a well of a driver, and you put them around the racetrack, so I'm sure I'm going to be seeing you again soon.
Yeah, well, I hope so, and say thank you.
All right, Butter, you take care of yourself.
Yep, you too.
All, All right, that was Randy Arms. He's going to be our second place finisher. Now we'll get down here finally, and we'll be able to talk to our third place finisher in the Buckshot Tools 200. He was the driver of the number 58 machine, and that's going to be Jonathan Schwartz. Jonathan, this is Buckshot up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Buddy, tell me what you're seeing out your windshield when all that mess was taking place there at the end.
Just lots of chaos tonight. Um, Key to tonight was just survival and making it to the end. And as my set a goal at the beginning of the night to get a top 5, top 10, and I managed to do that. So I'll take it.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, when cars start turning sideways in front of you and you're able to avoid it and be there at the end, I would say that that's probably a pretty good goal to be reached. And being our opening night out here tonight with these Cup cars and this next gen car, a lot of unknowns going into it. Were you expecting to see anything different come out of your car than what you did, or did you just happen to experience everything that you thought that you would tonight?
I was definitely hoping to get better runs on the outside when you catch a guy or they slow down on the inside, but kind of seemed like when you stuck your nose out, everything just died and you kind of fell to the back. But we'll see. We'll try it out next time we come here. So overall, it worked out. We're happy with what we got.
Yeah, we're headed off to Iowa next week. That's going to be a whole nother beast all of its own once we get over there. But how much of a factor, I was thinking about this just a little bit ago in the broadcast, how much of a factor was aerodynamics tonight involved in this race?
As far as small contact and wrecks, the actually surprisingly when you're in the draft, it's not affected too much, so you can kind of stay with everybody. But as soon as you duck out to make a move, it's kind of like you hit a brick wall and you can't go anywhere. But you kind of deal with the cards you're dealt, and you find a way to deal with it anyway.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was coming across the same problems that you described as far as jumping out there and trying to make a run and so just for the people at home, it's good to have that information and to have you drivers tell it from your perspective. But I'm sure you've got sponsors that you'd like to thank, so go ahead and take care of that. We want to make sure that we get that out there.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my guys jumping on board this year at Speed Zone Esports. Got Randy and Jared and all those guys helping us out and being great teammates for me this year. And like to thank the Cleaning Authority for coming on this year again, and as well as Cortland Hardware. So they've been a big part behind the scenes. So it's been a lot of fun being here for them.
Absolutely, and congratulations on your third place finish on the opening night here, being able to run with the Buckshot Post 200. Congratulations, we appreciate you. Looking forward to talking to you again real soon.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, buddy, take care of yourself.
All right, you
Well,
too.
folks, that was all of our drivers, top three that finished out here tonight in the event. So we can't say enough about all of them. We appreciate everything that these guys do to come out here and put these races on. So again, we want to thank all of our administrators for all the hard work. Great racing here tonight, all the way around. Congratulations again to Rick Schneider on the win, and thanks for everybody that joined in with us and raced with us and their teams and all their sponsors, all of our sponsors. We certainly want to thank them again. And I can't say enough about you fans that come on and watch these broadcasts and come with us every week to watch the action. So we appreciate everybody. Hope that everybody takes care, and we'll be looking forward to you talking to you again at Iowa next week. But remember, tomorrow night, Speed Week continues for the LSRL. Tomorrow night we will be running, if I'm not mistaken, the Truck Series is up tomorrow night. So join in with us and keep in contact with us on Facebook and all those other protocols that the LSRL uses to get the information out to everybody. So join in with us and watch some good racing. The LSRL puts on some of the best events that you're ever going to find when it comes to iRacing. So take care of yourself. And until next time, everybody, we'll see you at the racetrack.